happening, fellow fantasy GMs? I am JJ Wang. He is the bearded one, DJ Dove. And with our powers combined, we are the Fantasy Couriers.
Tell you what, JJ Wang, we are two non-busy, extremely busy guys. Is that the best way to summarize everything here?
Yeah, because I don't consider myself a very busy person. Like the only reason I'm busy now is because of soccer season. Like if you catch me outside of soccer season, I'm like the least busiest person you would probably imagine.
It's crazy now. It's funny. I started a podcast, and in the middle of our conversation, more or less, for anybody who's listening, what we're having to do these next couple of weeks is we're having to bunch some times up because our weekends, due to family, due to life, due to everything, are getting sort of scattered out. And if there's a good time for fantasy football podcasters for their lives to get scattered out, it's probably right now. So this episode, when it's coming out, JJ Wang is going to be out traveling. Are you vacationing? Where are you headed?
We're going to a music festival in Kentucky.
Oh, sweet. Bluegrass?
It's more of I think it leans more of country. It's kind of like folk country. So like, I mean, Tyler Childers is going to be there. Lumineers are going to be there. Camp, Ella Langley for all you country listeners. I'm not really a huge fan of her. Luckily for me, one of the bands that I want to see is playing at the same time that she's playing. So that gives me a reason to not have to go see her. So, yeah, I know one guy that I really want to see is Robert Earl Keen. He's going to be there. He's getting older. I'm not really sure how much longer he's going to be at it. So I got to make sure I see him before he quits touring. So, yeah, but it leans a little more country than it does anything.
And if you're watching our podcast, it's kind of ironic if you look at the pictures as JJ Wang is wearing a Boys in the Hood t-shirt, getting ready to go to a country. You should wear that next weekend. I think that would be.
I'll wear it next week. I'll wear this shirt all the time anyway.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, when we reconnected, you were like you were knee deep into hip hop music, and then transitioned more over to bluegrass.
I stopped listening to hip hop around, I guess it was 2006, roughly, is when Lil Wayne dropped Lollipop. I really felt that hip hop was going in a completely different direction with that song. And I was pretty much right. I feel like after that song, I feel like it just kind of took like a totally different turn. But yeah, up until like 2006, I was really big in hip hop. Then I heard Wagon Wheel one time, and then I pretty much listened to bluegrass pretty much since then. But yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, he's not talking about Darius Rucker. He's talking about Old Crow Medicine Show.
Not Darius Rucker Wagon Wheel, not Country Wagon Wheel. That's whack.
Yes, yeah, good old Crow Medicine Show. Check them out. Great, good. I'm not a bluegrass person, but I know them and pretty good band.
Yeah,
so,
like I mean, they're not a traditional bluegrass. They're not like the bluegrass,
bluegrass
that you would think of when you think of bluegrass. They're more of like an alternative bluegrass. It's not really, yeah. So I wouldn't even call it bluegrass.
Aren't their bluegrass genre probably a little closer to country folk kind of?
Yeah, I mean they don't even have a banjo. So I mean they got like a 6-string guitar or a 6-string banjo, but that's not really the bluegrass kind of banjo. So
yeah, they're like the mainstream.
That's not true. They do got a banjo. That's not true at all. I lied. They do got a banjo.
Yeah, they're bluegrass. It's all over. Forget everything we just said.
They're not bluegrass though. They're not bluegrass.
Yeah, and it works out great because I'll be coming back from a training I'm doing with some guys from my Men's Alliance group, and I'll be zonkered. And one more question before we get into and just everybody, just so you know, yeah, we're recording this, so we know as we're recording this that something's going to happen with AJ Brown. AJ Brown predicted to be a Patriot. There's rumblings of a Chief. So congratulations, whoever did whatever you did. We will talk about it during our next show. And sorry, everybody, for everything being wonky. It does hit also that I'm at the end of the school year, so everything is nuts for me trying to wrap up everything. I'm actually moving from a classroom to a trailer. I'll be teaching theater in a trailer next year, which will be exciting. But the last question I have is, what was it? Friday night, I was sitting there in my house and started scratching my face, itching my face. And I have something that I haven't had since elementary school. Right now, I am rocking pink eye.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever had pink eye.
Well, and it's funny. My kid got the pink eye. I'd never seen it. And when I was a little kid, my eyes would cake shut. Pink eye. My son or daughter, I forget, one of my kids got this pussy, oozy, gross, gunky pink eye. I've got this like watery eye pink eye, which apparently is a virus, which is the way of saying they can't do anything for it. So I haven't even been to the doctor, but it's like my eyes are just watering. So if you see me watering my eyes, it's kind of gnarly, gross. Apparently, it's super contagious. So I've been like sleeping on my side on the couch, so my poor wife doesn't get pink eye that I'm going to have for the foreseeable freaking future. But I was like, man, this sucks. Like my eyes.
At least it's when you're out of school. It's probably.
Yeah. Oh no, I still got 2 more weeks, so I'm rocking pink eye for 2 weeks.
Oh, you still got school? Y'all still in school?
Yeah. I have school until June the 12th.
Oh wow, my birthday.
Next year it's gonna be like June the 17th. Like we're moving back about because Memorial Day's late, Labor Day's late this year. The football season will start late, so we got another week in the summer to do everything. But yes, I'm still rocking and rolling. Although the high schools have graduated, like my daughter's high school did graduation last week, which is so weird. 2 weeks of school, but they just graduated school and they're pieced out and done. But I still got to go to work. But I am a theater teacher for elementary kids, so what are you gonna do? So anyway, guys, that's where we are. It'll be another double towards the end of the month because my wife and I are celebrating our 20th anniversary. We'll talk about that later on. But we're going to conclude. We just got to spend 2 awesome weeks with Garrett Kiley talking about Alpha Clash and talking about some football players. And it was cool. I was at Comic-Con today and got to talk to the comic book store that I'm trying to connect Alpha Clash to over here in the area. So got to have some fun there. I did have a cool little treat at Comic-Con. I took Zach Thomas, my favorite player of all time, and I got this football for a little bit of nothing, and it didn't come with a certificate of authenticity. And the guy said, I got it signed at a meet and greet with Zach Thomas. And I was like, okay, I'll take it to one of the authenticators. And he basically, you're gambling. Like if it doesn't have one and it's not real, you still pay him. So I took it in. I was like, and there's another scribbly on there. Turns out Zach Thomas is on there, and beside his name is Pat Surtain. So Pat Surtain Sr. So I got like a bonus freebie when the guy sold it to me on eBay. Didn't even say that Pat Surtain was on it, just said it was Zach Thomas. So my little Miami Dolphins happy days. I got a couple more until they start playing football again in the fall. So, but we're gonna wrap up. We started the last 2 weeks. We spent the last 2 weeks just started talking, giving Garrett a lot of. Last week, Garrett got to name a lot of his players. We're talking about our top guys. Real quickly, his top guys were Kittle, Nakua, St. Brown, Rashee Rice, Brock Purdy, and his homer was Pat Mahomes. So far, JJ Wang has done Tyler Shuck, Travion Henderson, Luther Burden the third. He's a third, yeah. And Jaden Blue is his homer pick. I've done a Marion Hampton, Christian Watson, Rome Odunze, and Mr. Malik Willis. I almost called him Dontrell Willis. That's the kind of day I'm having. Like my eyes hurt. I'm so tired. Malik Willis as my homer pick. And we're going to wrap up with a couple here, just going throughout the night, talking about some guys we like to finish our top guys. And prior to the season, we will tell you who our top guy is going into the 2026 NFL season. I forgot to go look and see who my guy was last year. I might do it while you're talking. But last year, you hit a home run with yours.
Yeah, I had Drake May last year.
You had Drake May last year, so yeah, you hit a home run. That was a pretty solid pick last year. So I'm gonna let you start. You go into your top guy, and I will see if I can find mine from last year.
All right, so we kind of talked about him a little bit last week because we both had his wide receivers on our team. I was going to go Jackson Dart, but I'm completely off the Jackson Dart train now. I'm not a fan, so I'm going to go Caleb Williams from the Chicago Bears. We're about to talk about him a whole lot. I just think he took a huge step last year. Like you said, you had Roman Dunze for one of your guys. I had Luther Burden. So I might as well just go with the stack. If we both think the receivers are going to be good, I would assume Caleb Williams is going to be good. Then we assume his tight end is going to be good too. I mean, the only way that happens is if he has a spectacular year. Like I said, I said it last week. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he was like the number 2 quarterback in the league, or even maybe the number 1. Like I feel like he has that potential between him and Drake May. I think they could be battling over the next 5-6 years for being like that QB1, kind of like Mahomes and Josh Allen have been battling over the last few years for that number 1 spot. I feel like it could be like Caleb Williams and Drake May.
Wow, how I was going to say Josh Allen is just looking at you, just shrugging, like what?
Oh, I mean, don't get me. I could pick Josh Allen every year. I mean, I love Josh Allen, but I mean, I've been a fan of his for so long. It gets kind of boring. I mean, I'm picking the same person over and over. But yeah, I mean, I still like Josh Allen. But
Is
in
he
case,
still number one? Like, do you
yes.
think he's number one and then we work down?
I mean, going into the season, I still think he's number one. I mean, he's finished as the number one quarterback like 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row. Until he's unseated, I can't imagine like taking him out of that spot.
So I'm taking this from what you're saying. You're thinking it's like Josh Allen, and then it's Drake May, Caleb Williams in your book, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, in that. Yeah, yeah.
Something like
That would. Yeah, that's pretty much how I see it. Yeah.
And we'll hit them when we go to rankings later on. I was like, because I mean, you can well, you got the top six quarterbacks, then everybody else, and then the really crappy guys. That's pretty much quarterback ranges. It was funny. I was looking at this, and I was really struggling to like pick players for this as I was going down. I was like, man, I don't think there's a lot of guys I really like, and I love this year. Like, there's a couple of guys I'm excited for. For some reason I'm on the Christian Watson train, who I hated. Hampton said before,
Oh,
Caleb Williams. You got me on the train, dude.
yeah. I mean, like I mean, I could write down 9 other guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure who I'm going to pick as my top guy. So now I just got to
Yeah.
fill in those other 9 spots. But
We all know who that is.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the sky's the limit for this guy. I think he's just like first rookie year was a little rough. Second year was really, really good. And I think the third year is going to be spectacular.
Yeah, if you learn anything about this show, JJ Wang's top guys usually pretty good. Mine suck. I took Tua the year after he had the super year, and then he died. And last year, my top guy, Chuba Hubbard.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
At least I'm good at something. At least my top.
Yeah,
Well,
I was like, man.
Well, I think I had Davis Mills like the year before that or something. So it's not like-
My brother's twin as we get there. But yeah, Caleb Williams, like I think the running of Caleb Williams to me, like I mentioned Malik Willis as my homer pick. Like he would be on my list of top guys, and I'm including them on there when I do our final list because I think his running is going to be top and superior. His passing, it depends what he gets out of the Jags he's got on his team. Just another guy all over that team. He's got no one to throw to. I'm having this weird prediction. Like I think I'm having Greg Dulcich way too high because he's got to throw to somebody, and I think Achan's gonna have too many people guarding him. That somebody's gonna catch some balls. But I think Caleb Williams is like a rich man's. He's better than Malik Willis, but to me, what they can do falls upon the same thing. If you put Malik Willis and Caleb Williams system, Caleb Williams and Malik system, I think they're similar because Malik has got an arm. Caleb Williams has proven it better.
Absolutely not. That's not even close. Not even close. Caleb Williams passing.
Caleb Williams in another system. See what happens. That we will never know.
His passing is so much superior to Malik Willis. Like that's like Caleb Williams is a passer first and a runner second. Malik Willis is a runner
first,
a runner, and then a passer. It's not like Caleb Williams isn't going to finish.
And we are talking fantasy football. And what gets more points for a quarterback? That's why I'm saying their gap is very close.
No, I disagree.
Malik Willis will be Malik Willis will be a quarterback one this year.
That's no way.
With 3,000 yards.
0%.
So that will be talked about again in August. But I mean, I got Caleb Williams higher. Like I'm with you and Caleb Williams. Like right now, he's quarterback 8. Do you think? I mean, Caleb Williams, the people in front of him. See who you think. I'll name the guys from Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
The only people that I'm taking over Caleb Williams is Drake May and Josh Allen. There's nobody else.
Because you're Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. I'm taking him over all of them.
Oh wow! Like the guy ahead of him, I'm not a fan of is Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to sink. Yeah, Jaden Daniels. I would probably have him over Jaden Daniels.
Definitely,
and I'd have him. Hurts. He might be my 4 right now.
I need another season out of Jaden Daniels. I need to make sure that rookie season wasn't a fluke. He played pretty well when he did play last year, but I mean, I still think ultimately Caleb Williams is still better than Jaden Daniels.
So you said so. Allen, May, Williams. Would you put Lamar and make that tier 1? This time,
I'd probably put I'd put Lamar in there.
I'm pretty close because I think Herbert to the moon this year. Herbert and Burrow to me are probably going to be the same player. Except Burrow would be above him because of Chase.
Burrow's definitely been above him. I think Herbert has to take. We've been saying this about Herbert for a while. Like this is the year Herbert becomes the guy. This is the year Herbert becomes the guy. To me. This is the year Herbert becomes the guy. If Herbert is just what Herbert has been the rest of his like the previous 4 years where he's really good.
Yeah.
but he's never taken that next step. Will you think Herbert will be just just a top 12 guy and not like a top 5 guy?
I think it with the McDaniel system, if they put in what he's been put in everywhere else, they're going to give Hampton a ton of balls, and that's going to take some pressure. And Herbert's going to be able to; he'll be very efficient and put up some spectacular numbers. That's why I have him higher. Like I've never been a huge Herbert guy, and I would probably have him right where he is, like at the 7-8 range, somewhere in there, and then fiddle some guys around.
Yeah, I mean, like he's definitely up there out of like that first, not in the first because he hasn't been a first tier guy. He just hasn't been. And then Burrow, I mean, I can make an argument where Burrow is in that first tier. I can put Burrow in that tier with Lamar Jackson and Drake May and them. Even though he doesn't run, he's still going to throw for a bunch of yards, throw for a lot of touchdowns. So I could probably easily put Burrow in that top 5 too.
Yeah, Burrow's got that 4,900 yard season, and Herbert has one 4,700 yard season, but Burrow threw 43 freaking touchdowns, 35 touchdowns, 34 touchdowns when healthy. So that's the big difference. So yeah, so I think they're up there within that. But I'm in on the Caleb Williams. He'll be up there when I do my rankings within that range. Probably he'll probably be. Him and May will be where I'm trying to figure out because I'll probably have Lamar higher than you because I think that new system is going to be great. But him and May I have to figure out, and I might even have him if AJ Brown goes to the Patriots, it'll probably be May and then him. If not, flip flopping. We'll see how they pan out. But let's stick with quarterbacks. I just got to talk about my boy. I'm going to put him in there. I love my boy. He played like a champ last year. And had Bo Nix played in the AFC Championship game, I truly believe they would have won the Super Bowl because the Patriots were a good team, but they were also probably one of the worst teams we've had make Super Bowl, if that makes sense. Like they were a good team, but I think there were other teams that were better, and their path and that's what it takes. It takes for the stars to align. I mean, not having QB1 for the Broncos in a playoff game, you're probably going to beat them. You had Jarrett Stidham just abused to get to the Super Bowl. But Bo Nix had a great year, 3,900 yards, 25 touchdowns, and then he rushed for 356 and 5 touchdowns. And I just love what he's doing there. He's going to be in year 3, continuing to grow. He got Jalen Waddle, who you hate, but I love, so it's making me happier. He got Dobbins back, so Dobbins is healthy. They got the rookie Coleman to go with to have this. So they have 3 guys at running back they can support. Sutton is his established guy, and he's got the other jobbers that can fill in some of those roles. And I'm curious about the rookie Jolly, who might make Ingram just sort of watch him play some football this year. But I like Bo Nix. I've wanted to. It's more of a Peyton thing.
So how many touchdowns did he have?
Can you believe for as good of a season as he had, he only had 25 touchdowns. 25.
All right, so
he had 29 as rookie season.
So I mean, I came around.
Still QB7.
I came around with Bo Nix a little bit last year. I mean, he was fine. He had, but you said he had a great. Definitely didn't have a great season. 3,900 yards and 25 touchdowns. Not a great season. It's a good season, not great. I mean, we're talking 40. I feel like in order to be a great season, you need like 4,500. You need at least over 4,000 yards, like 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns to be into that great season. But I mean, a good season, sure. He had a pretty good season. But I wouldn't. So, I know you're a fan and you like Bo Nix.
Did Caleb Williams have a great season last year?
Who?
Did Caleb Williams have a great season?
No, he didn't have a great season. He had a good season. He played really well last
year.
Okay,
that's it. Because they are actually back to back. Caleb Williams had 322 points. Bo Nix had 315. Caleb Williams is 6, Bo Nix 7.
I think Caleb Williams can do more. I don't think Bo Nix can do more. I think 3,900 yards and 25 touchdowns is Bo Nix. I think Caleb Williams could go 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns.
I mean, I can see that. I think Bo Nix has 30 in him with Waddle. I'm a Waddle guy. I've watched Waddle. He's great.
Slow down. Waddle is not great either. Slow down.
Waddle. Look at Waddle. The start of Waddle's career.
When has Waddle been great?
His first 3 years, Jalen Waddle had 1,000 yards. One year was with an atrocious team. The next year was with that Tyreek Hill running gun team.
1,000 yards is good, but it's not. 1,000 yards isn't great. Great is like 1,400 and above.
The bar for players is 1,000 yards, and then the
No,
stellar play. I didn't. I'm
no.
not saying superior, excellent, like the top guy in the world, but you're looking at guys that have
How many
great
guys
years.
had? So how many guys had 1,000 yards receiving?
Well, that's what I'm going to look at right now. Last year we are looking at. Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Keep go. We'll pull him up here. Go into your next guy, and I'll give you that stat.
I don't even. Who was my next guy?
Price.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go with the rookie here. I'm gonna go Jadarian Price out of Seattle. Like I said, once I get to like this guy, I don't know who I really, really, really like, but I like Price because he's going to have so much opportunity that he's. I feel like he's going to get the shot from the get go, and if he just plays well, I think he could be like a solid contributor for fantasy. Charbonnet probably will take a while for him to come back. They got the Wilson kid from Green Bay, but I think Price is just going to get as much work as he can handle. And I think there's real opportunity here to maybe for him to be like a top 12 back. So would it be crazy for Jadarian Price to finish above Jeremiah Love this year? Would that be crazy?
No, but Darian Price, I am nervous about. I
Oh yeah, I mean,
liked him
I'm not saying he's
until
100%. I'm not saying it's 100% like going to happen, but I think
yeah,
it's. I mean, like if it happens, it's like it's going to happen. I mean, there's a
better
chance.
team, better system. It's him that I don't know because it comes down to Jeremiah Love's on a terrible team, right? I mean, the Cardinals are predicted to have like a top pick next year. They're and I can. It's funny they're going to blow it. I could see them winning like 7 games just to screw everything up. Jeremiah Love played. Jadarian Price did. Remember, we were all excited. Like Jadarian Price had a pretty good season last year by college standards as a number 2 back, and a lot of people were saying like, well, Rashawn Johnson a couple years ago was behind Bijan, and we're going to take him and go that he's great. So if Jadarian Price is this top tier player, why didn't he take over Love? Or if Love is like generational, that means this Love should be like higher than the 15th ranked running back right now.
All right, so look, I've got 19 people over 1,000 yards. Are all of them great?
Well, I'm looking, but you look there. Look at the. I'm going to look up. I'm going to pull up Waddle. I was pulling it up as you got it. So we're trembling back on the Waddle hate over here. Let me get my Waddle stuff. Let's see Waddle's first couple of years.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying he's not great. That's all I'm saying.
First year, 100 catches, 1,000 yards. Second year, 1,356. That's a great year, right?
I'll consider that's an awesome season. Yeah.
Yeah. First year was 10-15, 10-14 the third year. Okay, so those will get. So that was a great year. Those would be a really good year. Like you look at the guys that are 1,000-yard receivers, they're generally really good.
1,000 yards is you're as a receiver you're supposed to get 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards really doesn't mean a whole lot.
CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Tet McMillan, Stephon Diggs last year, Michael Wilson, Devonta Smith, and A.J. Brown all were 1,000-yard receivers.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb missed like 7 games.
Justin Jefferson played like crap and still had 1,000 yards. How crazy is that?
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't take much to get 1,000 yards in today's NFL when all you do is pass the ball. Yeah. All right, so I'm just saying he's not great. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying you're.
All right, let me restate. He is much better than what they had, other than Courtland Sutton. Okay, so I think he elevates the passing game to the point that you're adding a 1,000-yard receiver in there to Courtland Sutton, who could be a 700-yard, 10 touchdown receiver. Put that together, it elevates Bo Nix's game this year. I think. So that's where I'm putting it.
So how many years has he been in the league?
6.
So he has had 3,000-yard seasons and 3 non-1,000-yard seasons.
5. Sorry, this is the 6th year.
So the last 2 seasons have been under 1,000.
The last 2 seasons. That's been the putrid Miami season. Somehow he did it better in the 21 season. Who was that? That wasn't the Fitz year, was it? That might have been the Fitzpatrick.
That's fine. I just want to control the narrative that Jalen Waddle's great because he's not.
Well, let's go to the great rookie, Jadarian Price. Let's go back to him.
No, yeah, like I said, I've already said everything. I mean, I just think I'm not going to say there's a chance he can bust, but I think there's great opportunity here for him.
Oh yeah, I think I'd be curious how because the question early on is the Emmanuel Wilson, I thought was going to have a decent year. I've watching him play in Green Bay. He's not a game breaker. He's a guy that was they got in there to fill it. I thought for Charbonnet to come in. So I think he's going to have a part with Price because Seattle wants to run a committee and they'll run a committee, and we'll see if Jadarian Price was just if I think it comes down to Love will be our answer. I think Price is in. He's like where Caleb Williams was a couple years ago. Could there be a better location for a running back to fall in the NFL draft? I don't think there's a better situation. And the curiosity is, if you have him this year in a team, and he just starts out gangbusters, and you can pull something where you get a receiver and a really good running back. Do you trade him mid to late October as Charbonnet comes back to vulture those touchdowns? That's sort of a.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on where I'm at on my season. I mean, if I'm winning, I'm not going to trade him.
But if you're winning, but getting that receiver and a really good running back to put you over, it's an interesting.
Are you going to get a receiver and a really good running back for? I mean,
if he's a top 6 running back, and you can pull a really good receiver, and then say someone kind of like a Cam Scadaboo, who will get you touchdowns and yard. He'll.
I mean, maybe. I guess if you like Cam Scadaboo, I mean, if you can get a really good receiver and a good running back for a good running back, I mean, you've got some skills, I guess.
Yeah. So let's go. My guy plays for your team. He's the guy that should have been. I've been rooting for him for years, and he finally did it last year. And that's Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams is the only game in town, only man in town really at running back. You mentioned Blue. Blue didn't do diddly poo. Everybody's looking at Malik Davis there, and they really didn't do much else. And all Javonte Williams did last year is just trudge. He ended up being the number 11 running back, so nothing spectacular. But from being what everybody thought he was going to be, which is basically dead, he ended the season 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, 35 catches, $137, and 2 touchdowns. I love that, and I love that for Javonte being able to turn around his season. He's one of my top guys just as a rooting guy and a guy. He's that guy that fits perfectly in a zero RB type team as your running back one, because you're going to get him let's see. He currently is running back 16. So what do you look? That's probably round 4, 3, 4. Maybe you can get him probably round 4 because he's still seen as Javonte Williams, and they gave him a decent contract. So I'm on that Javonte Williams train this year. I think he's going to have another successful year.
Okay, so how about this? See if this worries you at all. First half of the season, he was RB 14 or better in 6 of the 8 games. In the second half of the season, he was RB 15 or better in 2 of the last 9 games. Does that worry you at all?
Yes, it's the same reason it should. I can't say it doesn't, because it's the reason I'm not on the Jonathan Taylor train this year.
Yes,
but it wasn't as drastic as the Taylor. Like he's still in those last games against the Raiders. He was RB 25, but he still had 93 yards rushing. He against the Eagles RB 18, 87 yards rushing. So he's getting the ball, and I think that is why it doesn't worry me until you get to the Chargers when he only had 9 rushes, and the Commanders when he only had 13. So towards the end there, and then he didn't play against the Giants, but he was getting the yards. So getting the touches and the yards, I think, is more important because touchdowns are so fluid. And he had those two touchdown games. He scored every week but 2 going into week 8. And then after that, he only scored 3 touchdowns the rest of the year.
Yeah, and his yardage per attempt went down. He didn't have any 100-yard games in the second half of the season.
We only had 2 in the first half.
And but then the last 3 weeks of the season, maybe he was injured or something, but he really didn't even play that much. So
yeah, he didn't play against Giants.
So I would imagine that's a little cause for concern as well, and that's going to give Jaden Blue the opportunity to play.
We will see. All
right, let's speed around these guys. I think dinner's ready.
Okay, sounds good. I am so tired. My eyes hurt. My eyes are struggling. Okay, I'm going to do a double whammy of tight ends because I love the tight end. I'm going to go with a rookie and a veteran. Rookie is last year's rookie. Harold Fannin Jr. just went ballistic. He went from being the best tight end in college, Bowling Green. He was killing it, most successful tight end the year before, most yards in college football, to having a spectacular year on a terrible Browns team with inconsistent quarterback play. He still had a great rookie year. By all intents and purposes, he's got people excited for the future of what he could pull. That he is currently rocking a tight end 6 after the rookie year, where he ended up with, what did he end up with? 731 yards, 6 touchdowns, 72 receptions. Loving that dude. Also, I'm loving the rebound. And I'm worried. Because it is a back. But Matthew Stafford had a back, and he's not going to play until he's like 77. But Sam Laporta coming back in I was watching something this weekend about the Lions. The Lions passing game, the yards per play, and no, it's touchdowns per game, goes up by almost a touchdown when Sam Laporta plays. Dan Campbell's calling the plays again. Dan Campbell is a tight end. The ball is going to go through Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Laporta and Williams will split that, and Laporta's going to go back to where he was. He started last year 9 targets. He had a 6 target, couple of duds, 8 target game, 5 target game right before he went down for the rest of the year. So I'm thinking bounce back year from Sam Laporta. I got him on the cheap in the league because I think he can jump back up in there and be an effective tight end. And Harold Fannin, I just love the dude. And when there's a Browns player that's good, I just want him to be good because I kind of feel bad for that team. And with my Cleveland Guardians love, I love the Brownies. I got a little bit of love for the Brownies.
Yeah, I like Fannin. He was finishes the RB or the tight end 6, but as we know, tight end landscape, it's not hard. But I mean, he had a really, really good rookie season. I mean, he has some good games. He also has some putrid games, but I mean, it is the Browns. Laporta's tricky. I mean, it's kind of. I think I would rather have Fannin than Laporta. Is that right? Or would you rather have Laporta? I think it's about even. If somebody took Fannin, I'd take Laporta, I guess.
I think Laporta's safer. Fannin's ceiling, because he's got golf and he's got a solid system. Whereas Fannin's, what are they bringing in?
He had a solid system.
He had, yeah. I'm gambling they figure it out and they.
Well, they can't go back. They can't go back to it because they lost to God.
They can't get worse, though. I don't think.
But you can definitely get worse.
Yeah, I feel more consistency in Detroit than I do in Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
Cleveland's hope. Yeah. Detroit has better.
Yeah, I mean, as a team, I would definitely choose Detroit over Cleveland, 100%.
And that would be a tiebreaker.
Okay, all right.
I'd probably still draft Fanning.
I'll stick with it. I'll stick with the tight end too. I'll ride this guy.
Why?
I don't know, because I like the guy. I can't help it. That's Kyle Pitts. Of course, I'm going to preface it by he did have one huge game towards the end of the season. He had 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. That really, really helped out a lot. I agree. He had 10 catches. But overall, for a total in the season, he had 118 targets. That's more than he had when he was a rookie, when he thought he was the next big thing. He didn't have as many yards. I think he ended up with like 930 this year, close to 1,000, but not quite.
But he was more efficient.
Yeah. So I think when he gets the targets, you can kind of see what he's going to get. So as long as they're feeding him, 115 targets, I think you can kind of expect top 5 tight end in return. Because the other 3 seasons he was getting like 75 targets, and of course he was tanking. This year they decided to throw him the ball, which is what we've been wanting them to do. Throw him the ball. Well, they throw him the ball, and he got a tight end 2 finish on the season. So I mean, that's what we wanted, right?
Yeah. And the question I have for you is, are you now a Tua Tagovailoa fan? He's the guy throwing the ball. Can he throw him the ball 110 times?
I think Tua can, because he just got to drop back and throw it real quick, which is what Tua likes to do. So if you got to throw it real quick, that tight end is just going to run like 10, 15 yards down the field, and he can get open. So, yeah, I think Tua could get Kyle Pitts the ball. I mean, that's not an ideal situation.
You're banking all your hope on Tua.
Yeah, I understand. But
I think he wins that job, though, by the way. I do think he's the quarterback.
That's fine. But I'm saying, I think I mean, I think Pitts can be productive. I mean, this could backfire too. Just like Pitts.
Sweet. Then let's hit. So you gave Jadarian Price, Caleb Williams, and your boy Pitts. Give us one guy to close out your day, and then I'll
All
give
right, my
you one
last
guy.
guy's gonna be Cam Ward. I don't know what it is. I think I just like Cam Ward. I don't know if the Titans are going to be really that good, but I feel like they're headed in the right direction. They drafted Carnell Tate. I think Carnell Tate and Ward could be like a big connection. They got a decent running game. I think the Titans start getting better. I think you start seeing signs of Cam Ward being able to maybe start cracking that top 12 type quarterback numbers. I think he has that kind of potential. So it might not be this year, but I think you're going to see a lot more signs this year of him being the guy and the Titans improving.
I mean, I think that last month of the season, he looked like a different player until he got hurt the last game. But I mean, he had 170 like what was it, 18 of 29, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, 251, 2 touchdowns, and so he was getting his groove. Like he had 4 straight 2 touchdown games. Far be
And he was
Cleveland only threw for 117 yards,
and he was
but
throwing the trash too. He was. I mean, it's not like he had a lot to
oh,
throw to. He was throwing the trash.
I mean, prior to that, he did not throw for more than 1 touchdown in a game.
What
So
happens? We got trash.
he's showing signs that gives us hope. Like I'm rooting for Cam Ward too. He was a piece in a trade in a dynasty league because I see the needle going up. Do I think he's a QB1 this year? I don't.
I don't.
He's probably. I mean, you're looking above him. Like right now, Tyler Shuck is 20. Um, I think a Baker could turn around. Kyler with Justin Jefferson could probably do better. I'm one of the lone believers in golf. I think Matthew Stafford's. I think he could be. He's a top 10 quarterback. Let me see. Yeah, he could be right there at number 10. So we're looking at a bunch of guys that are right at. But it's that fluctuation around, like one game of 4 touchdowns, and all of a sudden you're quarterback 10 versus quarterback 15. But yeah, I love Cam Ward. I'm the needle in Tennessee. I'm rooting for Robert Sale, hoping it goes up, and they have a great year. So I can't argue with that one whatsoever. Oh my gosh, do I do something? I'm gonna go with Kenny Gainwell. I like a good scat back. I like Kenny Gainwell. Just call me Aaron Rodgers. Kenny Gainwell went to Tampa. And the reason I'm adding him here is I'm a little excited. I have him in a league where I dumped in. I just had a dumpster fire team and I needed a running back, and he's on my team. And everything I'm reading is basically saying Bucky Irving is they don't know they don't know how he's healing, which is great because in that same team I traded for Bucky Irving. So just because I got him and because Kenny Gainwell, I lost him here on my screen. Kenny Gainwell ended last year as Aaron Rodgers' basic. Where'd he go? There he is. He's running back 40 right now, but Aaron Rodgers was just slinging the ball to him. 8, 6, 3, 7, 7, 7, 4, 9 were his target shares for the last little part of the year, and he had an 80-yard rushing game against the mighty Miami Dolphins and the 92 against the mighty Chicago Bears defenses. But he can run some. I don't think he's a power back. I don't think he can do it by himself. But it's just fun to root for a guy who. I love the little scat backs, and he's going to have an opportunity. I think even if Bucky comes back, they're going to probably manage him more because of these question marks. And so I think Kenny Gainwell is going to be a nice little piece you get later on in your draft that you might slide into a flex, maybe even RB2, and he helps your team out and you're stronger in other areas.
Maybe, but maybe not because I mean he's not been that at all his whole career. And Aaron Rodgers was at the point in his career where he's not going to the ball, waiting for things to develop. He is getting the ball out as quick as possible because he doesn't want to get hit. Um, so he goes to Tampa Bay. That's kind of the complete opposite. Baker will hold on to the ball forever to try to take those deep shots. He's not, as soon as he's dropping back, 1, 2, 3, I better dump it off. Baker's trying to sling it. So I think all those numbers come down. I mean, before that season, he had a 50 target, or was it a 50 target or a 50 catch? I think it was 50 target season, like his first season.
No,
Right?
he's been all hype and hope until then.
Yeah, so
I loved when he went.
he had a 50 target season his first season with 33 catches. After that, 29, 37, 22, and then randomly an 85 target with Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't want to get hit with a team that had receiver. The receivers were not all that great. And then really all they had was kind of a running game. I just don't think the offense is going to be the same. I just don't think he gets that many opportunities.
I'm rooting for. Okay, I'll cancel. I'll go with AJ Brown. No, I was going to do AJ Brown, but I don't want to talk about him because we don't know what he's doing. So I'll talk about him next time.
That's fine.
And whatever happens to AJ Brown. So we got some guys. We add some guys that we're looking at this year that we like. It doesn't mean that we think they're RB QB ones or anything this year, or tight end ones, or running back whatever ones. But I added Harold Fannin Jr., Javonte Williams, Bo Nix, Sam Laporta, and Kenny Gainwell. JJ Wang added Caleb Williams, Darian Price, Kyle Pitts, and Cam Ward. So JJ Wang, give the world some advice while you are words of wisdom while you're out jamming.
So I have a question. You said you went to Comic-Con. So is Comic-Con like what they show on TV, where it's like everybody's just dressed up as like characters and we're just kind of like walking around like taking pictures with everybody? Is that kind of how the Comic-Con works?
This one was smaller. The big ones,
okay.
Like there's one in DC that's like this one did have a bunch of, like, there was this one girl. I don't know if you've seen Creature Commandos. It's a really cool cartoon. Don't watch it with your kids. But this girl pulled off the Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay.
It was money. They had like this. My daughter was dressed up. Like, if someone was dressed up, they'll take pictures with them. So my son was wearing Tony Chopper from One Piece, and another guy was dressed up as Chopper, his little reindeer kid wearing a purple pink hat, and he's like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" And so everybody's getting pictures. So like people come up. My daughter was freaked out because she's never been before. But it was a smaller kind of Comic-Con. A lot of the panel. We didn't go to any panels because like a lot more anime stuff. Not as big in anime. I barely got to read it. My daughter got to meet a guy who wrote her favorite comic. We got some cool little things. We hung out and just talked to some cool writers and artists and saw them there.
Yeah,
it was a small.
I was just
but the big ones, yes.
Like you see it on TV, you're like, oh, I wonder if it really is like that. So I was just wondering.
Totally.
Okay, all right. As always, trust yourself and trust the process.